What's good? What's good? My life has been a roller coaster it's been a few weeks of just like a roller coaster, but Sunday, I lost a few $100 playing blackjack. That's normal. It happens. Variance happens. But it still sucks, and it's still something I'm working through. And then Monday, I gave a girl my phone number that I've been building a rapport with for months because I didn't want to ask for her phone number while she was at her place of employment and all this. So maybe she hasn't reached out, and today is Thursday. So I thought she'd reach out by now. Maybe my dumbass didn't actually write my phone number. Maybe I just wrote my name and then whatever. But so that was an up, and then there's the down associated with not hearing from her yet. And then Tuesday and Wednesday, today's Thursday, so the last 2 days, the weather has been epic. You can kind of see my tan a little bit coming on. And I was on a roof. I was helping to rip off a roof, which is just you tearing off the asphalt, the old asphalt singles, so a new roof can be put on. And so that's what I did the last 2 days, which in itself isn't anything spectacular or exciting. However, I had only met the gentleman I was working for once. He's a roofer that works with the general contractor that I normally work with, and the general contractor I normally work with only gives me, usually it's 3 days of work a week. Sometimes it's none, sometimes it's more. It's really variable. And so he's trying to help me by finding other work for me. And so I met this roofer, and then for hours, I think we almost talked more than we worked. And it wasn't like me talking so much as him talking. He started slowly trying to gauge things, but when he discovered that I'm on the level, I'm on the wavelength. This guy's 70 years old, but he looks 50, maybe even 45. He's in great shape. Props to him. But he caught on that I am on the vibe, and he just started unloading on me, almost trauma dumping, if you know what trauma dumping is. And to be a little bit more specific, I'm talking about the fake plague that we went through for starting in late 2019 through 2023-ish. He lives in Seattle, and a very, very, very large majority of people in Seattle fell for it and became ironic Nazis. What are your papers? Talking about vaccine mandates. But anyways, and so he admitted to me he's never felt so isolated, so alone. He told me he would have killed himself if it were not for his grandson. If he did not have his grandson to live for, he would have killed himself during COVID. And then we just talked about so much, but it was wild. So when I say we talked more than we worked, we still got work done, and he paid me for 2 full days, so that's 16 hours of work, even though we only worked literally for about 11 hours. Worked and talked for 11 hours. I got paid for 16 hours, and he gave me a bonus, an extra $100. So I made $500 in 2 days, which is great for not a lot it was hard for the hours we worked. Roofing, tearing off shingles ain't easy. The weather was epic. I had a tank top on. I got a little tan going. The last 2 days were great. And then Thursday, this morning, I wake up. I don't have any work lined up until next Monday. We're doing a little concrete on Monday. I'm excited for that. But even though, it's here's the roller coaster down, I woke up really disheartened, discouraged, because I am back to, when I don't have work lined up, I don't know what to do with my life. And it's not for lack of having wants and desires, hobbies. I could tell you, if I had money, hobbies I'd have, a farm and tractors and stuff, but I also want to go skydiving. I also like bass. Car audio bass, man. I'd have a hoopty little Toyota Corolla, but with a badass sub box in it. What other hobbies would I have? I'd do some recreational basketball. I'd do an old guy league if I could. If the financial stress that I experienced was not so heavy and so constant, I would do things with my life, but man, it's just, this economy, this society, everything is so weird. So I had, like up and down and up and down, and it's wild. I just want a little stability. Universe, please. Just a little stability. I'll take some bumps and some waves, but like this roller coaster is wild because I'm back to now. I don't know what the fuck to do with myself. Obviously, I was meant to be where I was at the last 2 days. I acknowledge that, like the universe, I was meant to meet him and to be there for him. He even said, like, man, you are worth way more than any therapist I could pay. And so I appreciate that I got to be there for him. But now that I'm alone, and I don't even mind, like, alone. I love alone time when I'm not fucking stressed about money. When I have when I'm caught up on my bills and I have a little cash and I'm not like stressed, I love being alone. But like when I'm alone and I'm broke and I'm, lacking community, and I see just how sick our society is, sometimes I just want to like crawl into a hole. In the title of this video, I haven't even gotten to it yet. The dark side of just get through today. Because when I woke up this morning, that's what started going through my head. It was, you don't have any work, you're broke. I'm just so tired of doing deliveries. And even then, it's a Thursday, not super busy. End of the month is also slow, everything. So my brain was just like, just get through today. Just get through today. And what would it take? What would it take to get through today? Well, I can do my laundry. That can kill a little bit of time. I can try to do some deliveries, but, maybe I can just sleep. Which is rare. But occasionally I can just sleep through a day, but then my night gets disrupted. But it's not healthy. It's not healthy. I know sometimes in like the thick of the heaviness and the weight, sometimes you do have to just get through today. And this is a true story. I started doing this years ago, and I don't really do it so much anymore because I've thankfully grown. Even though I'm not where I should be, I've made progress. I used to do like little, I'd call them flag markers or something. And so it would be increments, time increments. Particularly when I'm sitting in traffic, that's the worst. But I'd like put a flag out in front of myself. I'm trying to figure out how to explain this. I would say your goal is to just get through the next 15 minutes. Just get through the next 15 minutes. And then when I would get through the next 15 minutes, I would say, you did it. Good job. Now get through the next 30 minutes. Okay, you did it. Good job. And in between those increments, sometimes there would be like just, I remember I had my truck, this was 4 or 5 years ago-ish. But I would just be so angry, sitting in traffic, just angry and stressed and just, But then I'd say, just get through the next hour. And eventually that turned into, okay, just get through today. And get through this week. And then I kind of, once I was able to just get through the week, I stopped using that tool, but occasionally I'll bring it back. Occasionally on like a really hard day, I'll say, okay, just get through the next hour. You can do this. But I do want to wrap up the video by acknowledging that if you find yourself consistently saying, just get through the day, just get through today, that's a sign that you need to be doing deeper work, excavating why you are in such a dark place, how you can get out of it. Acknowledging that you're in a dark place can be hard for some people. It's wild. Our society is so sick that any sort of deviation from the perceived ideal or perceived perfect objective, you're a pariah. You are a pariah. You are broken. There's something wrong with you. It's our society is fucked. But we're gonna fix that together. You, me, anyone who watches this, anyone else who is struggling. You can just know that you have to keep pushing. And if you have to, just get through today. But also begin trying to, I don't know if other people do this, but like when I point back here, the back of my mind, right? Like I can literally back here begin to program a new program that will eventually move to the front of my brain. And so that's what I would encourage you to do, is start trying to build a program that will help you get out of the cycle that you're in. I'm speaking literally from experience. I'm not like, I'm in it with you. So I'm not this person who's like, oh, look at me, I've successfully overcome. No, I'm in it with you. Together, we're going to do this. That's what I was trying to get through. And everybody's journey is different. This is a long video. I'm really sorry. I'm going to end it here. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, all of the things. And do that because not for me, but for the new earth that we're going to build together. I'm just one part of a greater effort, and you also can be a part of that. Help me, help yourself, help the planet. Much love.